What is up everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Janos, creator of Pinoy Tech Dad. Today we're going to be talking about the ASUS ZEPHYRUS M15, and I know there's been a lot of hype on the Zephyrus G14 and the Zephyrus G15, and I've previously reviewed those two laptops and they do deserve some of those hype, but I believe that we really need to talk about the Zephyrus M15 a lot more because this is one of the best laptops that I've tried this year, and I'll tell you why after this intro. Alright, so first off, here's a quick unboxing so you guys can see what's included in the package. Now, you do have to take note that this is the variant that I got here from the Philippines. So this includes a backpack, a webcam, and a free mouse as well. So whether you get these freebies with the Zephyrus M15 that you purchase really depends on the region. Alright, so let's talk about the design on this first. So what I got is the brushed black edition. So this one is a brushed metal look on its back panel, and the chassis is made out of magnesium aluminum alloy, which does add to the weight, but what I do like about this is the skin on its inside. It's wrapped in a soft touch skin, which feels a little bit more like a matte finish, and I really love the feel in this. And also functionality wise, it does prevent fingerprint smudges, but of course you'll still get fingerprint smudges on the trackpad because it's not covered by the soft touch skin, unlike the palm rest. And speaking of the palm rest, I do like that it is supported by a honeycomb reinforcement underneath it, so it won't give or it won't cave in even if you rest your hands on the said area. Moving on to the ports, you get 3 USB type A ports, HDMI 2.0 port, a LAN port, as well as 1 headphone jack and 1 microphone jack. The headphone jack is equipped with a high quality Sabre ESS DAC. So this will give you a better experience when it comes to plugging in your headphones, especially if you're gonna use those expensive high quality audiophile level headphones. Let's take a look at the keyboard. So the keyboard here is not very clicky, but it's also not mushy. It just feels right when typing. It's just your very typical laptop experience, and I do like the fact that the RGB lights are very vibrant. Now, another thing I like is the trackpad. It's very responsive, and all of the Windows 10 gestures work seamlessly here. They're perfect. You're not gonna have any issues. The display is one of the main things that I want to highlight about the Zephyrus M15. If you've seen my review of the Zephyrus G15, I really love the display on that. It had 240Hz refresh rate, 3 milliseconds response time, and it's the same thing with the Zephyrus M15 minus the adaptive sync because this one uses the RTX 2070 Max-Q GPU. Unfortunately, this doesn't have G-Sync, but that's not a deal breaker for me because all of the games that I played with this really looked smooth, even though I was only getting around 60 frames per second on most games. But before we fully talk about the gaming experience with the Zephyrus M15, let me just say that you can definitely use this for productivity activities. So if you're keen on using this for Photoshop, video editing on Premiere Pro, 3D rendering, architectural work, or other highly graphically intensive productivity activities, then this will definitely work for you. But again, this is more of a gaming laptop, so all of the productivity activities that you can do with this, think of it as something of a bonus when you purchase this gaming laptop. Let's go ahead and dive deeper into my gaming experience with the Zephyrus M15. So I was able to play a few games on this: Dota 2, Monster Hunter World, Apex Legends, Ni no Kuni 2, but I don't have footage of all the other games that I played with this. But basically, I had a great time playing on the Zephyrus M15. It was a wonderful experience. I've had no issues whatsoever, no thermal throttling, no performance issues, no crashes. It's just all over a smooth sailing experience with the Zephyrus M15. Temperature wise, I was able to get around 75 to 85 degrees Celsius on the CPU, which is super fine compared to the Zephyrus G15 and Zephyrus G14 experience that I've had, which usually reach up to 90 degrees Celsius or more. Now, for those who are looking at the Zephyrus G15 and thinking about the fan vent issue, you know, the fan vents with the films. The fan vents here are clear from films, so maybe that's a deciding factor for you for getting the Zephyrus M15 over the Zephyrus G15. And also the Intel i7-10875H on this performs cooler than the Ryzen 9 4900HS on the other laptops that I've tried. But there is one thing that I didn't like about the Zephyrus M15, and that is the fan noise. It can get annoyingly loud when it gets to turbo mode or the highest fan curve. So I do suggest that you create your custom fan curve so that you can avoid the super loud experience that I've had with this. And also, in addition for the cooling on the M15, I really appreciate that ASUS used Thermal Grizzly as their thermal paste for the components. And by the way, if you want a cooler experience with your Zephyrus M15 or for your existing laptops, you can go ahead and check out the same laptop stand that I've been using in this video. This one is from MeCare. This is a very sturdy and elegant looking laptop stand that I highly recommend because one, again, like I said, this is so sturdy, it can hold up to 20 kilograms of weight. And then you also have that extra space that you can stash your things underneath it, like Bluetooth keyboards, your notebook, or whatever you can think of. And of course, it also helps with your posture. So everyone who's using a laptop, I do recommend getting your own laptop stand, whether this one or other laptop stands that you prefer. But again, if you want to get the same laptop stand that I've been using in this video, make sure to check out the link in the description box. So moving on, let's go ahead and check out the sound quality on the M15. It has dual downfiring speakers and it's actually decent sounding. So here you go. To those who subscribe, to my viewers, I will thank you by helping some of you out, maybe 2 or 3 of you. So in this video, I'm going to be giving away at least 2 phones. And also, as I touched on earlier, this is equipped with an ESS Sabre Hi-Fi DAC with high-res audio. For audio lovers who have very high quality headphones, you can definitely listen to your favorite music on this with, better audio quality than most laptops out there. Now, as to battery life, you can get around 7 hours on this when you're just web browsing on this, and then about 8 hours if you're gonna watch videos on this. But if you're gonna game on this on battery life, then you can expect about 2 to 3 hours tops. So I wouldn't really recommend playing on this on battery life because it would just instantly drain your battery in a snap of a finger. I actually forgot to mention that this has a Thunderbolt 3 USB Type-C, which means you can expand this and use an external GPU and be able to run graphically intensive games to higher graphical settings. So that's another added value for the Zephyrus M15 because the G14 and the G15 don't have Thunderbolt 3. So a few things that I don't like about this is the loud fan noise and the lack of a webcam. But everything else you can adjust in the Armoury Crate. You can fully customize your user experience with the Armoury Crate. You can adjust the lights on this, the fan curve, which is great because this helps a lot in personalizing your experience with the Zephyrus M15. So yeah, I think we've covered most of the things that I wanted to cover about the Zephyrus M15. So the only thing left to talk about is its price. And price-wise, it's going on sale here in the Philippines, and I'll just flash the promos that they have here. But for those living in other parts of the world, this is usually priced lower than $1,500 depending on the variant. What's my verdict and my final thoughts on the Zephyrus M15? It's a really awesome balanced laptop. Its looks can be deceiving because you might think that this is a business laptop, but once you open it and see the RGB lights, you can instantly say that this is a gaming laptop. So you can use this for productivity activities as well as for gaming. And it can run most of your AAA games depending on the graphical settings at 60 frames per second. And even though this doesn't have G-Sync, that's not a deal breaker for me because the 240 Hz refresh rate and the 3 millisecond response time is really awesome for gamers. This is definitely something that I would highly recommend to everyone who's looking for a really well-balanced laptop. So if you want to get your own Zephyrus M15, I will put the links in the description box. Make sure to check them out. And if you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and hit that bell button so you can watch more videos like this in the future. That's it for today, guys. Keep safe and have a great day.